This is Rayjord Gorge, the coldest and most dangerous area in the whole Kvaris region. Not only are the enemies a staggering level 64, but it's actually so cold that the cold itself will damage you over time, sometimes freezing you in place. A few videos ago, I gave you a small taste of the dangers of Rayjord Gorge. High-level enemies and temperatures low enough to slowly kill you. Today we will go more in-depth on how to prepare for this area and what exactly you're preparing for. You may be wondering, why is this place so cold in the first place? Basic thermodynamics. Hot air rises while cold air sinks. Cold winds blow down from Mount Latva through Mistral Woods, then gets trapped in Rayjord Gorge. This collection of cold air creates abnormally low temperatures even for the frigid Kvaris region. I'm not making that up, that's an actual description in the game. Are there ways to prepare for it? Yes, and the NPC Yuri teaches you a few things about it. The first and easiest way to resist the cold is to make a meal out of food harvested in Kvaris. Food from this region has a special property of boosting your resistance to the sheer cold. A meal built with 10 food items will boost your resistance by 30%. The next easy thing you can do is feeding region mags. Mags in Kvaris have a special full stomach bonus that boosts your cold resistance by 10% in addition to their original effect. When all 3 mags are full and happy, they will boost your resistance by a total of 30%. With both of these in full effect, your resistance is up to 60%, which is still a bit low. Luckily, there are 2 more easy ways to increase your cold resistance, but they require a bit of hunting. The first is this special set of Cestato units. While they can be found in the purple trigger, our main focus is the ones that can be found in the red boxes. The reason this matters is because the ones you find in the red boxes have a special ability on them called Decold, which is an augment that increases your resistance to the sheer cold. The Decold found on these units increases your resistance by 25, which brings you up to 85% at this point. You do have the option to use 2 units to bring yourself up to 110% resistance. But if you choose not to, there is another way to increase your resistance. There are these tickets that can greatly increase your resistance for an hour. These tickets can be bought from a special shop that we will talk about later, but they sometimes are rewards for completing cold photon excitation trials, which can be found in Central Kvaris and Lost Central. Now that we're all warm and fuzzy, it is time to jump into Rayjord Gorge. With the enemies being level 64, you pretty much have to be level 60 to get anything good from them. As much as I love a challenge, the challenge presented by these level 64 small fry isn't really worth it. Aside from increased Meseta, they only drop species-specific augment capsules like Form Soul and Alt Soul, and Decold Standard 1 augment capsules. Don't you find it ironic how we have to go into Rayjord Gorge to get the capsules we need to protect us from Rayjord Gorge? Anyway, they also have a slim chance to drop the 6-star Sechtil weapons, but it's only happened to me once when I wasn't recording, so you're gonna have to trust me on this.
Oh man! This area stinks! Why even come here?
Whoa, hold your horses, cowboy. There's one last thing I have to talk about that'll make this area worthwhile. At the northern end of the gorge, there is a cave. In this cave, there is an egg. In this egg is a powerful ancient enemy.
Laser!
Story goes that this enemy was involved in the assault on Old Central that turned Kvaris into the frozen landscape it is today, and this enemy got trapped in the ice in the process. These enemies hit hard. They can take out most players in a single hit. You have never seen so many incapacitations in a single battle. In fact, this makes me want to switch to a ranged class to attack it from a safe distance. Ah, that's much better. But even then, I'm still not safe. These guys also have an enormous amount of hit points. Making these battles takes somewhere like 12 minutes. Yeah, that is quite a long time. In fact, it lasts longer than most urgent quests. But the duration becomes more tolerable when you're fighting alongside 30 other people that are supporting each other, healing each other, reviving each other, all fighting for the same thing that you are. But what exactly are you fighting for? These enemies drop an item called Icicle Cubes, which are a necessary ingredient to obtaining the powerful 7-star Kaiser weapons. Why do you want a Kaiser weapon? Well, for one thing, as a 7-star weapon, it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Its 671 max attack makes it immensely powerful. Its level 4 potential increases potency by 17%, critical hit rate by 10%, reduces photon point consumption by 10%, and increases photon blast charge when attacking by 20%. Though it may have a wide damage variance, its naturally enormous power still makes it better than almost every other weapon in the game. How do you obtain such a powerful weapon? From that special shop I was talking about a little while ago. The NPC Reso has a special shop where you can exchange materials for powerful weapons and other items that are useful in Rayjord Gorge. However, this shop is not available to just anyone. No, you have to complete 2 special tasks in order to unlock this shop. The first task is super easy. You gotta fight Crocodilus twice. The long way of completing this is going over to Belugana Ruins where Crocodilus can naturally spawn as a boss. However, this process can take you anywhere from 20 to 120 minutes depending on how lucky or I guess unlucky you are. The short way of doing this is joining a room that has already started in North Kvaris and head to the northeast where veteran Crocodilus spawns. The battle itself may take longer, but you can rest easy knowing that Crocodilus actually will spawn. Using this method, I managed to complete this task within 20 minutes. I know what you may be thinking, and no, the urgent quest boss Crocodilus Vera does not count towards this task for some reason.
Don't get too excited, boys! Those were the easy ones!
Your next task involves defeating 3 equalizing enemies, which can take anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of weeks. These enemies are enigmatically rare and only appear during certain trials in combat zones. However, thanks to a recent update, the task has been changed to allow equalizing enemies from any region to qualify. So nowadays, the plan is to go to Retem, do Geometric Labyrinth a few times to get the equalizing enemies that you need. Don't know how to get to Geometric Labyrinth? I'll show ya. We start from the Rayjord device north of Trinitas. We head east for quite a while. We jump off a cliff and then enter a cave. We go down into the cave and there is Geometric Labyrinth. Equalizing enemies are astronomically more common in Geometric Labyrinth. I was able to find the necessary amount of equalizing enemies within the first 3 stages of the mission. And you don't even need to finish the mission. Once you find your equalizing enemy, you can quit the mission, restart it, then find another one. Doing this, I was able to complete the task in under 30 minutes. So after all that, I go back to talk to Reso and oh my goodness, they're showing the best anime on the big TV! I talked to Reso with Tekker so I can get that class leveled up a bit. But I should also make sure you know that since the shop unlocked is linked to a task that is once per character, unlocking it on one character will not unlock it on every character. So, while it is unnecessary, if you want to have the shop unlocked on multiple characters, you need to do her 2 tasks again. But with all the useful tips I just gave you, unlocking the shop on multiple characters should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I hope this video was filled with informative information. If you like what you see, I'd recommend hitting that subscribe button for more Phantasy Star stuff, regular gameplay, and even the occasional video game review. Stay tuned for my next video, but until then, I gotta get back to grinding. Those Kaiser weapons aren't gonna farm themselves.
I'm a firing my laser!